Alright, good morning and welcome to the final stream of my crazy marathon. It's been a couple days, but if there's any frame rate issues or choppiness or anything, it rained this morning, so I think that's why the internet's being a little weird. So I was just gonna jump straight into the boss, but while I was messing around with questing and the grinding of the post-game quest things, I noticed that we unlocked this special one. So we're gonna do it first. It says danger, 3 skulls. So I figure what's the worst that'll happen? We're against that. Whatever that is. I think it's called like the Phantom of Zor or something. So, getting right into a nice little battle here, and hopefully our teams work well together. I spent a lot of time experimenting with questing, and so... Oh, a cutscene. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Alright. Just real quick check and make sure. Yep, volume is good, looks like. So, the three of you in chat, if any of you have a commentary on the volume being too loud, too quiet, whatever, just let me know. But to start things off, let's see what we can do. Okay. Where is the big monster? Ah, way over here. I see. Zor Illusion. Okay. Well, I think we'll try sending... Kate off to deal with the Zor Illusion. Although I actually equipped them all for the final boss fight, so they have a bunch of white elements. Which means they're going to take extra damage from the Black Elemental Zor thing. Whoops. Oh well. We should be fine. I'm very confident that my team will be able to easily beat the final boss. Turns out questing is strong. Okay. And we're immediately going to intercept these guys. Yep. Poke. Alright. Smack. And chomp. Alright. Yeah. I'll have an entire spiel about the questing later, but you can already see the effects of having quested and gotten items and equipment. I am much stronger than I was at the end of the marathon. Okay, so he can double move. Good to know. Alright. Oof. Actually, that still hurts. Alright, that's not great. I was really expecting a bit of a cakewalk. but you're actually taking a lot more damage than I thought we would. We got this though. Also, yeah, Rose is better now. Rose is a lot better now. And let's drop him. Let's see, 2 hexes, 2 hexes, 2 hexes. Sure. Alright. And we're gonna smack the knight. Get charmed? Oh. Huh. That's not good. Okay. So if he hits us, he charms us. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and try to take one of the doggos down. Get our doggos in position. Ooh, you actually missed. Haha. It's actually going to be pretty catastrophic if we lose units here, because I'm all, geared up to try to beat the boss. I guess this is a mini-boss, so it's fine if we lose some people here. Alright. Now then. Cannot Divine Ray him. Get Holy Word. No, I think we're gonna stick with the Holy Impulse. Even though it's a 50-50. We hit. We only need to do so much damage. Yeah, that one missed. It's fine. 63. Nice. And then potentially the end. Yep. Okay, there's one knight down. Alright, cool, Gabriel. Thank you for the feedback. Good to know that I managed to dabble things. I noticed whenever I was reviewing the footage for my for the stream marathon that my voice was actually very loud. I think it was mostly just when I was leaning over talking to comments, or responding to comments, just because yeah, I had to get closer to my mic to look at my phone. But yeah, as long as everything sounds good now, then the effort I put in between works. Okay, Zor Illusion, what you got? Oh. He hurts. He really hurts. Wow. So giant AoE that he can move before using. Noted. Alright. Meteor Doom. Yep, saw that coming. But we're fine. Everything's fine. Nobody's even getting that hurt. Okay, we're getting a little hurt. Usually people just lurk in my in the streams. They just come by and listen to me play while they do whatever else. That's usually how it's been. I think I'm going to try to take out demons so I can get to... Oh wait, actually, that's an item. What'd I get? Magic Medallion. Okay, it's useless. Neat. Actually, I should have used them since they could reposition until after I killed the demon. Whoops. mild mistake, but it's fine. Alright. Move in. Actually, wait, that's right. I have the ability to Grand Wave. Oh wow, that actually just kills. That just outright killed her. Amazing. Alright. Getting in there. Yeah, right there. Oh wait. I did not notice that was a trap spot. Whoops. Ah, it's fine. Alright, so here, Fatal Darkness. Oh wow. He has an 8% chance of hitting me. But Kate's in a little bit of trouble if the Zor Beastie... Well, he only has 60. Okay. So his predation, he has an 8% chance of hitting. This unit's next attack will greatly boosted damage and recover 2 times MP. And then Erratic Trample was the 300 MP ability he used that hit everyone. Okay. So unless his MP gets full again, I don't really have to worry about it. And here, hit him for 200. Oh yeah, I had a Lizardman back there. Haha. Whoops. Yeah, he's actually in pretty bad shape now. I didn't expect it to do that much damage. He has a 100% chance to hit, huh? Alright. Defense skill, nice. Survives with 18. Alright, okay. We got this. Oh boy, he can't move because he's entrapped. Alright. Then we just need to clear him. Okay. I need to get this guy out of here so I can run away from the Zor Beast. So, if I can't get my Lizardman out of there, we might be in trouble. And we actually used our last move there. Okay. 80%. Nice. Okay. We got this. Easy peasy. So now we can run away and be safe. Oh boy, 100% chance, huh? Defense skill? Defense skill. Yeah, nice. Cool. Alright, see, I'm going to move the dragon forward. Pop off an area heal here. Get everyone topped off and ready to go. That didn't even completely heal everyone. Yeah, cure that. And cure that. And then pop another heal on Dragon. And let's get going. Go help Kate before, you know, something terrible happens. Move further. There we go. Alright, Zor Illusion. Miss. Beautiful. Counterattack. Beautiful. And then it gets to move again. Miss. Beautiful. Yeah. Evasion tanking. Works great when it works. Alright, and Doggo did not decide to breathe at Kate, so we're in great shape now. We are in great shape now. Alright. And with our Phoenixes coming in, we can start positioning them to get some heals off on Kate. Or actually, if we keep doing this much damage, we might be in really good shape. Nice. He is getting 30 MP back every time he hits, though. Ooh, yeah, he's up to 210. I wonder, do I take a turn to heal? Actually, wait, hold on. Fatal Darkness does 382. And he would go back up to 240 MP. Yeah, 92% of the time it works all the time. Exactly. Okay, that does 209 damage without him getting any MP back, so that's valuable. That's very valuable. I mean, he's going to get all his MP back, so he will be able to use his AoE ability. But if we kill him before he uses it, then everything's fine. And it looks like he's got 331 health left. Alright. And Fatal Darkness, 100% hit chance. That kills it. Alright. Easy. Alright. So she says her generic one-liner instead of actually something, you know, meaningful. It's unfortunate. Okay. What do we get? We get some Revival Stones and Zor's Tears. Huh? Equipable by all knights. Minus 400 rune power, minus 10 command range. Inflicts double action. So you can put it on a knight to be able to take 2 turns every round. But you basically can't use monsters. Except... oh, a new quest has been unlocked. Neat. Except, since I quested a lot, like crazy, so right now we're using that, which is actually, I think, better. Yeah, also shield block rate. And we're using the crit up medallion here for those sweet, sweet, juicy crits. But I think I'm going to try it. Zor's Tears. Alright, so she now has a negative 10 command range. But we have items, because I was experimenting with questing. We have a lot of items. So, command range. 0 to 0. 0 to 0. Oh, you can't increase... I see. So yeah, there is no way. If you want to use Zor's Tears, you basically can't... Like, every monster that's out of your command range, which will be all of them if you have a command range of 0, every one of them will be incredibly weak compared to... Yeah, so no. I'll go back to the Deadly Medallion. Nice high crit chance. Good times. And, yeah. Cool. Let's get on with the final boss fight, now that we've done that. Alright. I'll go ahead and let the story play again for anyone who missed the previous attempt at the boss.
その全てを手中に収めたルーンの騎士よ。これがお前たちがルーンの神と崇めた者の真の姿よ。お前たちは今こそ立ち止まり、真実に向き合うがいい。
これがルーンの神。
おお、恐ろしいが、エルザ様、神がお怒りですぞ。
オーロラ、エンドレーンを静まらせなさい。
確かにルーンの神は人間たちにマナのシャワーを浴びせ、そして多くの力を与えた。だがその一方で、人間たちはマナのエネルギーを浴びる限り戦い続けなくてはならないのだ。戦い続け、そして一体人間たちはいくつ愛する大切な人を失ってきたというのだ。ルーンの騎士よ、そなたはもうそのことに気づかなくてはならない。
オーロラ、なぜあなたはそんなにもルーンの神を断罪できるというの？
このオーロラの半身にはルーンの神の血が流れているのさ。
なんですって？
その血が私にこうささやくんだよ。愚かな人間どもの目を決して覚ますなとな。
そんな。
見るがいい、この荒れ狂うルーンの神を。ルーナジアの女王よ、今こそ人間たちはこの強大な力の真実を見極める時が来たのだ。このオーロラと共に神と戦え。さもなくば神と共にこのオーロラと戦うのだ。
Alright, time for us to make our choice, and we're going to once again side with Aurora against the Rune God.
ルーナジアの王となる者の運命は。
So, confront the Rune God. The battle would be tough without the Rune God's protection. Yep.
Aurora, それではルーンの神、マナの力。
ルーナジアを支配し女王よ、そなたにはもうその答えが分かっているはずだ。マナの力を手にし、人間たちは何をした？戦ではないか？マナの力がある限り、この大陸には血が流れ続けることになる。違うか？
そんな。もしそうだとしたら。
そんなことが許されていいはずがない。違うか、エルザ大統領。
My only question about this is, like, I should really check to see if she actually still has her equipment piece. Because it says she removed the Mana Stone from the Brigandine.
オーロラ、あなたの言う通りだわ。神よ、今こそ我ら人間はマナストーンをお返しします。
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it's going, because this is, like, I've gotten to the boss fight, and then I lost. I tried many times, and I couldn't beat it because I did not prepare for it throughout the entire playthrough, and so once I got there, I was very ill-equipped. But this time around, I've quested since then, so we'll see if it's actually easy, or if it still is challenging despite having quested like crazy and grinded up to level 30.
テン・ウザーラが私に教えてくれたガイムールの誇り。
And this slide is proof that perspective is hard. Her legs should not be that big. Like, there should not be that big of a difference between the size of her two thighs. But I mean, I'm not, you know, I just can't help but notice it, being an artist and everything. Perspective is hard.
ルーナジアに暮らす人間たち、すべての誇りを取り戻すために。
足手まといにならないでよ。グズグズしてるとエンドレアンに弾き飛ばされるよ。
行くわよ、ルーンの神。
Alright. Now then, who are we gonna drop where? We know if we put Eliza to the right, they all jump to the right towards Endorian, or towards Aurora. But if we put her to the left, they'll go to the left. So I think we're going to put her there. I think we're going to have Kate on the right, since Kate is much more maneuverable. Yep. And there's the Rune God. And there's his summons. Cool. Clang.
どういうこと？
忌々しい。あの子の怒りをぶつけるには、あの小尺な偶像を蹴散らす必要がありそうだ。どうやら騎士たちの力を借りる時のようだね。このオーロラの力をお前たちにも分け与える。
Well, see, I don't think it was an attempt for the... for people watching the VOD, comment was just that the thigh sizes on female models, if both look big, it looks fat, but that's not the issue. The issue was that one of them was about half the width of the other, and I think it was an attempt, I hope it was an attempt at perspective, like she was supposed to be like lunging forward kind of, but because they were also the same length, it ruined the perspective that they were going for, so it just looked like she had one very anemic leg. So like, it was awkward. I've noticed a couple of those throughout the game where like the artist, I think maybe was just a little rushed because there was so much art to put out for the game, perhaps. But like, you know, a few just little minor things that you're just like, that doesn't quite look right. But, I mean, I can't... The art is definitely very good. I'm definitely a fan. It's not as stylized. I know I've made this... I ranted about this before. It's not as stylized as the original Brigandine, but it's good. Like, I cannot say it is not good art. Alright, move him there. Now, worst case scenario, Ruto's gonna run in and just one-shot Kate. So, we're gonna put a wall of lizards in front of her and prevent that from happening. Now, yeah, there's a chance that she'd be able to one-shot Ruto right back, but you can't. Like, I want to test her hit chance on Ruto before I let her just tank an attack from him. All right, Liza. Okay. Kind of get a little bit of a formation going here. Get our casters in the second line, our healers in the third line, and our tanks in the front line. And then Rose, her squad trying to just get up there as well. The good thing about the Phoenixes being kind of more in the backline is their heal ability, the giant AoE heal, does heal everything. So it's you know, good that they... It's good if they only are within range to heal your people. Hey, we're up to 6 people, nice. 1,000 damage. Beautiful. Poke. That's with elemental disadvantage. Hello. And you'll notice that the team I ended up deciding to level up to bring on this is all melee characters. Because since he keeps resummoning the idols, you run out of MP really, really fast. So I mean, yeah, let's go take him out. 0% chance to hit. And that's exactly why I equipped her with the item that increases her crit chance and damage by 20% at the expense of defense and health. Oops. 1 damage. Whoops. I forgot I could target him. I was trying to target this guy to do that. Okay, get in position there so you can breath next turn. You get in position there so you can breath next turn. And you get in position there so you can breath next turn. Alright. Now I'm actually curious. So, with all 5 of them still alive, we did 1 damage. We did 49 after taking 1 of them down. Okay, cool. So, we're going to start with a Chomp, 79%. Nice. And go ahead and toss a Loop Hill onto Eliza, because she will take damage over the course of this fight. Oh, that doesn't encircle him, huh? Well, I don't need to. He's still got a 34% chance. Poke. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. And yes, okay. So it became President's armor. So it's still... The reason I cared is you see the all 3-star bonus next to where it says equipment. She's getting a bunch of bonus stats because I'm using all oranges or whatever, or yellows or whatever color that is. So if it had just removed the item, because this armor was her Brigandine, so she removed the Mana Stone, so it's no longer the Brigandine of whatever. Now it's just President's armor. But if it had just removed it from the slot, I would have lost a bunch of stats. That's why I was checking. Although it did lose, it previously had the ability where it prevented all status effects. It no longer has that, so... Interesting. Walk, and... I'll take the 200 damage. Whack. 252. And a silence. Okay. I have to. This entire playthrough, I've done it so many times, I must. Support kill. Alright. Actually, that makes me wonder. Just out of curiosity. 100% chance to do 141 damage, 76% chance to do 149. So even our backliners can, like, contend with the level 30 idols. Yeah, like, the in-game is absolutely designed for you to get to the final boss, lose, and then grind quests and experience for however long it takes to get, stronger, and then come back and roll over them. I disagree with the design decision. I completely disagree. Because, like, the first time I fought this boss, it was actually really epic, and it was a struggle. And I was like, oh man, how am I gonna do this? Etc., etc. But now it's just like, okay, I win. Just let me win already. Smack. Defense skill. Poke. Mm-hmm. That's fine. There we go. No defense skill that time, and a dodge. There we go. That's more like it. There's that loop hill going. Divine Punishment. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts as well. Defense skill, 91. Counter kill. Beautiful. Okay. So I now need to get out of his way, because he's about to nuke everything. Yeah. It just says get clear of it. So. Trapped, huh? Does that mean she can't move? Wait, does that seriously mean she can't move? Unable to move this turn. Alright. So I'm just gonna whack on the Rune God then. She has enough to do her Fatal Darkness twice. And that's it. So... whack. And then... actually, she could just move here. Hit him with that. So, I'm doing reduced damage because there's still one alive, but the amount of damage reduction is based on how many are left. So, we're doing most of the damage we would if she was dead. I just want her to die to Endorian's big laser, because, yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, no, there are two ends, and I picked the harder one. Mostly just because it's the good guy ending as far as I can tell, because, like, the Rune God, whenever it introduces him, it's basically like, hey, he's, like, going and killing a bunch of innocent people, and, like, you're just like, okay, if I join his side, I'm kind of the bad guy here. Or at least that was the impression I got, so I was like, I'm gonna just not. I don't have Cure on my Angels, so... oh, I have Cure on my Nightmare, though. Pop that. Alright. I have Loop Heal on her, so that's fine. And then... yeah, like I said, I have the... let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2... okay. So I'm going to move actually over here to be within 2 hexes of this Phoenix. And that Phoenix is who I'm going to use to heal. Whack. Yeah, we're already... that's pretty funny. So, like, last time, my best attempt, we got about to this point where he was, like, half health. It took a lot longer. It was a lot harder. Healing Roar. Boom. Massive heal. Beautiful. I do have the ability to move again with her. But... oh, wait, never mind. I don't need to. Actually, I don't think this is adjacent to him. No, it's not. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I cannot actually attack the Rune God this turn with her unless I attack through my own people. Not gonna do that. And... yeah, just move over here, I guess. this angel should be in range to Holy Impulse. Yep. Cool. Just chipping him down, little by little. And then these guys can attack and then move. So, whack him. And then get out of the way. And then whack him. Man, for a second I thought it was ending its turn. But yeah, like, it's... I feel like, in my opinion, if they're going to have a hard ending and easy ending, they should have the hard ending be the bad guy ending. Like, if they're gonna have a twist to it, like... Or at least leave it more ambiguous, instead of it being like, oh, he's, like... He has come down to Runersia and is now slaughtering people, and... Yeah, like... If it was just, like, he was fighting this Endorian, and it was more vague, and then you found out after you fought him and beat him that, oh, it turns out Endorian was trying to protect the people in this valley, and then you feel bad for joining the wrong side, but it's like, yeah. Yeah, I hope that my... Like, I completely... My train of thought derailed there, but just... There's a lot of stuff they did with the story here that I just, like... I feel like they could have done better, or it was, like, a missed opportunity. And I'd love to say that, you know, it's no big deal, because, like, oh, they're... Yeah, you can heal all you want. You're about to get zapped by a big cannon. Endorian! Boom. Beautiful. And then he hops to a different location. But, yeah. I'd love to say that, you know, the focus of the game was clearly the, you know, the gameplay, but I don't know, the AI just... That's the thing I can't get over, it's just like the AI. It's dumb, and it makes me sad. Because if the AI was actually challenging, then... Yeah. But hey, we're definitely about to find the... Oh, down to 900. Except the crit, so... He's down to 751. I want to make sure to get the kill with Rose, just because Rose is best girl. Yeah, 303. Crit. Okay. 247. Will erase all traces of you. Yes. Beautiful. Actually just gonna end the troop's move. And then... I mean, I could get the kill with the leader of the nation. That would make sense, but... Rose is best girl. Rose finishes the Rune God. Is there a phase 2? No way. That couldn't have been. That was its dying animation? It raised its hand and then fell over.
高き騎士たちがいた。
And then it goes into the
オー
epilogue.
ルエンジェの三姉妹、モハナ・キャラダイン。
So don't leave yet. There is still the new modes that I unlocked by beating the game that I'm about to go poke at. And an entire rant about questing and the training grounds and items.
でももしかしたら彼らはいつもルーンの神によって戦いへと追いやられていたのかもしれない。もしかしたら彼らはある時自分を突き動かす神に耐えられないと心の底で嘆いたかもしれない。
Pretty sure Rudo liked it.
でもやはりそれはその時私たち人間にとって必要な試練だったのだ。今私たちはそうした神からの縛りを解かれ、ようやく歩き出す。一歩一歩また一歩と、今度は神に与えられたのではなく自分たちで選んだ誇り高き道を。そうよね、お父様。安らかに眠りたまえ。我らの誇り高きルーンの騎士たち。
ルーンの神は太古の昔から聖なる大地ルーナジアに惜しみなくマナのシャワーを降り注いできた。
Well, okay, so Gabriel,
という生き物が
the mana wasn't what gave the Rune Knights the ability to fight.
繁栄に
Mana was what gave the Rune Knights the ability to control monsters.
人間たち
So, Endorian you can actually take down without any monsters. If you choose to fight against Endorian, you can just walk up with 3 knights and beat him to death without any issue. There's actually a video of Veracity Trigger one-shotting Endorian with Rudo. Just literally turn 1, walking up, and one-shotting him. So, yeah, Endorian's not that big of a threat, even without mana.
好むと好まざるとにかかわらず、さらなる高みを目指すことになった。それは他の民族、他の国家を侵略し、征服するという野望に突き進むことでもあったのじゃ。
Also, I've got to just say, they're making it sound like the entire reason that the continent was at war was just because of the Rune God. And he had corrupted the rulers. Like, in Legend of Forsena, they actually gave each leader a reason to be fighting. So it actually added even more personality to each nation and made each nation feel more unique rather than just different elements and different locations.
その歩みを振り返ってみれば、それはまごうことなく人間が人間の力で選び取った道であり、
I don't know. It bugs me when games get a little preachy.
未来へと続く道だったのじゃ。
And this is feeling a little... whatever. At least the game's fun. It's not super challenging, and the story beats leave something to be desired most of the time, and there's a lot of exposition, and it is fun though, so at least there's that. Wait, how are they only listing like 7 knights per nation? There's a lot more than that. What? Ah, here we go. Okay, alphabetical order of all the other knights. Got it. No? Not alphabetical order. How did they determine what order to put the knights' voice actors in? Like... Huh? Yura, Largo, Ratka, Liana, like... What? Okay. You see, in my game, I'm just not gonna have to have that problem by not having anything voice acted. Then I don't have to worry about what billing order the voice actors get. Yeah, actually, it does get brought up in a couple story beats, but it's not, like, a big deal. But yeah, her being a dancer... It's so funny, because, like, you'd think as a dancer that she would have moving away or a higher evasion, but instead she's, like, a tank with the defense skill. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. Or I guess that's kind of the point they were going for, is she's living a double life, and it's like complete opposites. Oh, she's a tanky tank with, you know, heavy armor, but then she likes to go dance around, so... Yeah, I love how Mankind Greed is blamed on neutral force. Exactly. Like... I mean... So, like, I don't expect games to have, like, really amazing, deep, compelling stories. Like... I don't know. Like... It feels like they went for really low-hanging fruit. And then they just, like... made it... I don't know, it feels weird. Just the entire, like, premise of the story. And maybe I would view it more favorably if I hadn't played Brigandine Legend of Forsena. If I hadn't seen the same setup of 6 nations fighting over a continent, each with their own motives and drives, and each with their own reasons for going to battle, and... Is it going to show all 3 teams? Or is it just going to show my entire roster with all the monsters they don't have? Survey says... Oh, they're actually going to show... Okay. Unit roll, yes. Skip it. I don't want to go through and look at every single... Wait, oh, it's doing a replay! Oh, that's cool! I'm going to set the controller down. Yeah, we swept east. Yeah. Yeah. Went back and forth with Morelva a little bit. Finished off the Manaslesia Empire. Started pushing north and east at the same time. Took out Gustava. And then finished off the other 2 at the same time. So it took 22 seasons. Oh no. Is it gonna... So this is how long I've been questing. Alright, I'm not gonna... It goes on for a lot. It goes on, I think, for probably a couple hundred seasons. Save battle. What? What? Okay. Save clear. Loading a cleared game save data allows you to start a new game with items carried over from the last game? Yes. I'm not going to save it in the same slot. And I just have these, I just started a campaign with each of the different factions so that I could unlock them for challenge mode and the other mode that's new to the Steam release. Cleared game data, so I can start another playthrough. Huh. And it's going to keep all the items. I mean, I feel like their art would be pretty cool as an anime. You're absolutely right. But they would have to get a better story writer, because the story leaves a little bit to be desired. But yeah, the art style, it's like I said before during the marathon, is like, I like the art style. I think it looks really good. It just doesn't look as stylized as the Brigandine Legend of Forsena art did. And now the game starts over, and now we are able to choose new game. Wait. Oh, continues grayed out. Okay. So if I go load game, this will load. And if I go new game, I can go alternate chapter challenge mode, origin chapter creative mode. Okay, so choose 10 epic heroes, 1 ruler, and 9 knights, and charge headfirst into chaos. Aim for total conquest. I'm going to look at creative mode first. In this mode, you may customize Runersia's power balance and freely assign knights to any nation. The goal is to unify the continent. This is what's new to Steam, so let's check this out. Oh yeah, I still have to do the entire... I'll reload the save and go over the questing thing. You know what? I didn't let the opening play, I don't think, the first time, because I was anxious to just get into the gameplay already. Okay. So this is the default map. 1 major power. Pattern A. Pattern... Oh, okay. Free-for-all. Wait, what? Legend of Runersia, that's the story mode. This looks like it's like every territory, or every other nation has like 2 territories, and 1 nation has all of them, other than those 2. Free-for-all. I wonder why there's only 3 patterns. Like, this is Gustava. Or no, this is Manaslesia. This is Norzalio. And this is Shinobi Tribe. And then there's a bunch of free-for-all. 3-sided. Random. 3 nations. Random. Is it actually random? It is random. Huh. That's interesting. Random free-for-all. That looks cool. But... Ooh, wait, customize. Customize? Oh, you're kidding me. You can actually make it... Okay, that's cool. Alright. That's cool. So you can literally just build a custom map to play on. Okay. Do you really want to cancel configuration week? No. I want to proceed with this configuration. Yeah. Oh yeah, quick, we need you to save the world from doom. Get out, I'm busy collecting shinies. That's basically what... So, I did not need to quest for as long as I did to get what I needed to equip my units to beat the boss. But, since again I'm developing a game based on the original Brigandine, I was really curious how the questing system had changed, because it is a big change. Oh wow, you select your starting, you just choose a nation. Like I said, I'll do the rant on the items and the questing in just a minute. I just want to continue checking this out. Registering knights. Select a ruler and subordinate knights. Okay, so ruler, you just pick whatever ruler you want. By the way, he's apparently a playwright. She's apparently a dancer. She's a mercenary that just wants the best for her people. He is essentially a mafioso, from what I understand, but a good guy at heart. He's just bad. He's bad. Just period. And she's a pirate. She does pirate things. And then knights. Okay. I have locked knight there. And so I need to play... What faction is this? Norzalio. This is Norzalio. So I need to play Norzalio and get a knight there. I need to play Shinobi Tribe and get 4 knights there. I need to play This is Gustava and get 4 knights there. Okay. 3 knights for Manaslesia and then 1 knight for playing Morelva. Unaffiliate. Oh, wow. Okay. So, unaffiliate. These are the knights you get from questing. You can see how much questing I did. But yeah, so in this game mode, you choose knights. Everyone starts at level 1. And you go, I guess. Let's go ahead and... who else? Yeah, I didn't really like any of the people from Manaslesia. Where is my Umi? There we go. Umimaru. And then from here, I don't really recognize anyone else. Sure. Special? Ooh, special. Wait, so if unaffiliated knights are quest knights, special must be the knights that unlock from challenge mode only. That's my guess. Sure. Pick and... Sure. Alright. Proceed with this configuration. Yes. Configure enemy power balance as well. So you can assign knights to every single nation. And then you can set the different difficulties just like you're starting any other. I'm not actually going to play, but... See with this configuration... Actually, wait. Hold on. Can you actually start with less? You can. Huh. Cool. Sure. Okay, so the theocracy, the Mana Theocracy nation is not... The nation itself is not evil. Rudo, the ruler, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the opening cinematic. He kills his own father to take power. he is trying to purge everyone who does not follow him from the continent. He is evil. But the rest of the nation is just, whatever. So yeah, it just goes into normal... Yeah. So I'll just do a quick explanation of the interface for the questing, and then I'll go back to my save and I'll show you some stuff about it. In the original Brigandine Legend of Runersia, you would go to a castle, you would select a hero other than your leader, and you would just say, go on a quest. Here, you select a hero and you have to choose a particular quest at the particular location you're at. Which means, you see, this has Sylvan Lakeside, Mount Road, and Sunken Treasure off to the right. Well, if you go to a different place, like here, you have Plains of Garal, Highland Snowfield, and Schlane Strait. So different quests are only available at certain castles. And different items are only available from certain quests. But the interface, again, when you look, you'll see possible rewards. At this location, from these quests that are available, I'm pretty sure it's just showing for the quests that are available at this location. Those are the possible items each one of these knights can get. So if I send Imamaru on any of these quests, the only thing he would be able to get is an accessory. If I sent Pick, she would only be able to get a coat or an accessory, etc. So I'm fairly certain it's based on what the class they currently are can equip. So Kate, for example, can get the assassin or the dancer blades or accessory. And if we go and change her class to Lancer, now we go to the quests, and Kate can no longer get the dancer, the assassin blades, but now she can get the knight helm, because the Lancer can equip it. So you can only get the rewards that you can equip. Which, interestingly, is actually something that I intend to do for my game. However, I'm not going to limit the locations. Like, if you send a Lancer to quest from anywhere in your territories, there's no reason you should only be allowed to get one possible thing. Like, yes, okay, late game, once you've captured most of the continent, and you're trying to quest for a specific item, you are, if you understand the system and know where to look, able to send specific characters to specific places with specific classes, and, get specific items, if you know where to look. But there's a lot. In any case, so once you select a character, you'll see the outlook is all red all the way down. And you'll see why if you look over where Kate's line is. So you'll see level down. If you're level 1 to 9, you always have no bonus there. So your outlook is always going to be low if you're level 1 to 9. 10 to 19, your outlook is whatever. It's the class symbol, which basically means not great, not bad. And then if you are level 20 plus, it's an up arrow. Which, if you're level 20 plus, regardless of what class you are, you'll always have a minimum outlook of 2. And then class not only depends on what type of class you are, like Lancer, Fighter, Dancer, Enchantress, whatever, but also what tier of that class. So if you're a tier 1 Lancer, then you're going to have a lower outlook on the same quests that prefer Lancers. Like, this quest doesn't like Lancers, so you'll see the arrow down. So, because of that, no matter what, if you're a tier 1 Lancer, if you're a tier 2 Lancer, or if you're the highest tier Lancer, you'll always have a arrow down for this particular quest. Whereas it does help some being a higher tier if you're running that a quest that has the class sideways thing instead. And if it's a class up, Like the training grounds as an example there. The class up means you're more likely to get a good result. Also worth noting, the flashing knight icon, the flashing helmet, means that if I go on a quest, I will recruit a knight right now. Now, from my understanding, you send the knight, like, it might just be Kate in particular. No, it's just anyone. If I send anyone. And it's my understanding that you can't fail to recruit a knight. Which, that's cool. Having the ability to go, if I send this character on a quest, I will get a new knight. That's pretty cool. But I disagree with the location-based, like, you have to pick a quest to go on, and if you're not in a location that gives you items that you want or need, you have to go to a different place. Especially since, because of the way it works, I can't move. These characters are stuck in this base until I connect to another base. So if I want to go quest over here, then I'm going to have to go grab these knights, conquer a place to get there, and then move them there. So, in short, they added a lot of complexity to the quest system. A lot from Brigandine Legend of Forsena, when it was literally just send people on quests and RNG rolls a result. And they didn't add much depth to it. Now, I'm going to reload the save before I went and fought the boss. And this is just, okay. So if I go to quests here, I have all these people with different, levels and stuff. So Kate here is an assassin. So she, as an assassin who is level 30, has a really good chance and is almost guaranteed to get a decent result from this quest. You'll notice that she has the axe, the M on the gauntlet and armor, and the same daggers and accessory. Now notice, if I take away her monsters, and I go back to quest, she's back to just being able to get her assassin daggers and accessory. So again, if you're trying to get specific assassin daggers, then yeah, you could just send an assassin on a quest, and she's most likely going to get assassin daggers and an accessory, or an accessory. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. And part of the reason why is because this is what happens. I have thrown away around 300 revival stones. I was trying to figure out how to get stuff. And I was able to freely just travel around and just get all sorts of items without any problems. Just everything. And I've thrown away so many purples and whites just as I experimented. And again, you'll notice it says year 809. I've been at this a while because I wanted to see what different types of armors were available. I wanted to see what they did. And while I'm on the topic of different armors available and what they do, Royal Mail gives you 2 water defensive elements, 10 defense, 30 hit points, 10% accuracy, and 5% evasion. Versus, if you want white elemental defense, you get inorganic body, so you can't be paralyzed, poisoned, silenced, fainted, petrified, or charmed. Like, that's nuts. The difference in power level between the different choices. Like, why would you ever go Viking Mail? Ever. You get 2 defense and 15 hit points in exchange for 5% accuracy and 5% evasion. But if you want red armor, that's the armor you have to go with. Like, if you want black armor, congratulations, you're getting MP and attack, and no passives. And then you'll also notice, especially with the weapons, it's very obvious. You'll see the equipable classes. Those faces, Rudo, Stella, the Archangel, Rubino from Norzalio, and the Knight, those are the only classes that can equip these swords. This is a great example of, like, why? Why would they ever make an item that only one class can equip? Why? And keep in mind, in order to get this item, you have to quest with that class. You have to, because there's no monster that can get that type of item. So you can't put a monster in a party and go questing to try to get it. You have to get a swordsman who is over level 20 and go questing specifically with him at specific locations that will give you this item. That's why I have very few of these. By the way I did this, because I was experimenting until I figured it out, and yeah, I set everyone to go questing, and I went through the entire country, the entire continent, and quested on every quest at every location. Here, archers and centaurs. So there is not a male class that will use a bow. Either archers, female archers, or the centaurs. The rods. There's not a monster class that uses them to my knowledge. Just, you know, healers and clerics. And then I believe it's under here. Yeah. These items can only be used by elementals, golems, Pick, and Umemaru. Which actually makes me really wonder how I got them. How? You know what? How did I get these? Because if you look, I only have a few elementals. I have no golems. Where's the location that has that as a possible reward type? Oh. Somewhere. There. Hills of Corral. Let me just move everyone over there real quick. And see if anyone without an elemental in their inventory. Was it here? I think it was there. So is there actually a chance? Quest. Select all, that quest. So yeah. There is not a single chance, so that means that all of those that I got, every single one of those that I got, was just from an elemental being in a party with a knight that went on that quest, or a quest that got that. That's ridiculous. Because there's no knight classes that use those items. Except for the two unique characters, Umemaru and Pig. And you'll see, if I go on this Hills of Corral quest, Kate can only get that armor. Darian can't get anything. So if the only time he'll ever get anything out of the quest is if he gets a consumable item. And this is part of the reason why I ended up with so many consumable items. You'll also probably notice that, yeah, she has a lot of hit points, and intelligence, and agility, and strength. So does Rose. So does Kate. So does Durian. I used a lot of the consumables, and I can still use a lot more. Like, there was no impetus to actually do anything other than just spam quests until I could max out stats. Which I probably could if I wanted to sit here and push, you know, the same button over and over again for long enough. And these quests, the, where is it? Phantom Knight? Fighting these and fighting on the battlefield, it actually takes less real-life time. And I timed it. I saw how long it took. It will take less real-life time for Rose here to quest for Rose here to go to the training ground over and over and over again and get 100 experience. Because I can get her 100 experience doing this and doing this. And she got a minimum of 100 experience. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm glad I accidentally sent them on a quest. Okay, she actually got 200 experience. I actually got a... Okay. Possible rewards. This is why I experimented with it for so long. I'm so confused. Like... What? That makes even less sense. It's so infuriating. Yeah, this is such a... I don't understand it. Because I have gone on the Schlane Strait, specifically. I went on the Schlane Strait, specifically, a bunch of times, and watched specifically what I got. And the chalice there, the only one of those that I got was the Serpentine Gem. Eternal Hellfire? That's the only one that seems to drop from Lamster over here. Like, certain quests seem to only drop certain items. Also, if I go to Manage Items and I go to the... Where is the Spears? Spears. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have one of this bow. One. I have no idea where I got it. Not a clue. I've tried all the different bow spots over again, and I have no idea which one it was that I got that specific bow from. But I got it once. I quested with the same knights and monsters across the entire continent. I got all these copies of Phoenix Feller, but I got one of those. Same thing here. Double Dragons. I got like 5. But I got a bunch of tier things. Celestial Loots. I don't even know if there is another unique menstrual weapon. If not, then it's kind of dumb that there's only one. When there's multiple of like every other class's items. But like, did I just get unlucky? Here, I got 2 Inferno Knuckles and a bunch of Arat Fists. Like, I'm fairly certain that if you're not getting lucky in the right place, you're not going to get particular items. But, like, that's why I spent years, well, not years, like, real years, but, like, years in-game. That's why I spent years. Because that's year 809 that I got up to. And if you pay attention to the load, you start in year 781. So that's, what, 30 years? 28. 28 years. So I spent 22 months to conquer the continent, and then I spent another 20 plus years going around questing, and I got one of the Earth Elemental Bow, or the Nature Elemental Bow. One of them. That's ridiculous. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. I don't know why they did that. And, yeah. It has made me question my previous conviction of, yes, you should only be able to get the item that knight you can... that the knight that is questing can equip. I thought, based on Legend of Forsena, when you would send, you would send a knight on a quest, like an actual sword and board knight on a quest, and you would get a bow. And then you didn't have any archers, so you just had a bow sitting around you couldn't use. Like, that felt bad. And I thought the solution was, okay, knights that go questing can only get items that knight can use. But then, is this going to be a problem if I implement it that way? As long as I don't have it location specific? Because I think that's the problem. I think having the quests location specific is the problem. But I can't be sure until I experiment. And so I've experimented with this system a lot, and all I've really been able to figure out is I don't like this system. If I want to make a comprehensive guide for what items you can get at what location, I'm literally going to have to quest with every different class of knight at every different location and record exactly what items come from each quest at each location with each class of knight. Which I'm not saying I'm not going to do at some point eventually, because I have not seen a guide specifically like that on Brigandine Legend of Runersia. So I might, at some point, if I can justify the time expenditure. But it's going to be an enormous time expenditure. Just because of the way they implemented the systems. Then the items themselves, the fact that they have a bonus for equipping all of the same tier of item really makes it, you get so many bonus stats from equipping all yellows that it makes it where you really don't ever want to equip something that's not part of the set you're working on. Counterintuitively, the purple set bonus isn't much lower than the yellow set bonus. So if you have, for example, the Inti's medal here, that gives you 30% additional experience from battles. And yes, I tested it, it only works with battles, not with the training ground. But if you want to use this item, you're actually better off trying to find stuff that works well with it and just trying to get a purple set together rather than go for these slight bonuses, because you get slightly higher stats from the yellow items themselves. But unless you're getting enough stat bonuses from the yellow items to offset losing the set bonus of the purples, it's actually better to just go all purples. And I haven't run the numbers on it, so I can't tell you what that breakpoint is, but it's just the fact that that's a thing is problematic. So I'm definitely going to be kicking around ideas, because I thought I had figured out how I wanted to do the quest system for my game, based on Legend of Forsena. They've used some of the ideas that I thought would improve the quest system here, and it made it worse. So I'm gonna have to kick around some more ideas and contemplations on exactly how I'm gonna do it. Well, I think. So the comment here: let the player know what unique items they're missing out, or make unique items that have unique quests. I think part of the problem is that there are unique items. I think part of the problem is that there's just objectively bad items. Again, going over here to the bows, wherever the bows are, you'll see the white bows. Steel bow, 8 attack. Why does this exist? Why does it exist? The only time you're ever going to use that is if you haven't gotten lucky enough to get anything else. Alternatively, now that I look at the Dark Thunder bow, if you get the Dark Thunder bow, you might be better off going with the white 8-attack bow. Because most archers don't care about intelligence in MP. So, it's just... I don't know, man. It's questionable. Having the different tiers of item in the first place is, I think, problematic. Like, I think if the bow, or if the item does not have a use case where it is a viable choice, even if you have all the other stuff, it shouldn't even exist. Because this is what happened while I was going through questing. I had to keep making room. So I had to take my time going through here, doing this. Going through. To go through all the whites and delete them. And again, the only time I would ever use that bow is if I just didn't have anything else. So yeah, like... I'm gonna have to put a lot more thought into my item and questing than I already had. And I'm gonna have to modify the systems that I've already built. Because I see a lot of, like, the ideas that I thought were gonna fix the problem here. And in practice, it does not work. And on the topic of the questing in general, so these quests, these Phantom Knight quests, they're cool. I like them. They're enjoyable. They're challenging. But there's no reason to ever do them. Other than to just do them the one time. Because you have to do the... If you look at the quest... Swift Sniper... Oh, it doesn't actually... It doesn't show the difficulty until you get there? Really? Yeah, it doesn't show... Okay, well. Alright. So these knights are level 20 with level 15 monsters. When you actually have a knight here, it'll show Swift Sniper with 1 skull. You have to complete that one to unlock this quest, which is also Green Elemental, but these are level 30s with level 30 monsters. And whenever you get here and you do the quest info, it says Freedom Shade, 2 skulls. If you beat that, it unlocks this quest, which is Deepest Jungle, which just gives you particular items. And I don't know if it's more likely to give you rarer items or what. But, like, for some reason, it gets unlocked. And then the quest I haven't gone on yet, which is the one here, the question mark, which means I'm going to have to beat the Zor Beast again. Because I had to... That was locked. Like, the other quests I just showed you, the ones like that, they show question mark most of the game. And then... These are the capitals, so you just have only 2 quests available at the capitals of each nation until you beat the associated Phantom quest. I don't know. Like, they made a lot of choices that added a lot of complexity to the questing system, but I really feel like just RNG giving you a list of stuff at the end of the day basically is a less convoluted way of having the same result. Now, if there was a particular reason to have your knights not questing, like if questing, because going back a moment to what I just said about the items, how I think that having the items that are never going to be used, the whites and things, is just problematic. That they exist, period, because nobody's ever going to use them unless there is no other option. Unless you make it so that questing is never something you can just freely do until you have all the best stuff in the world, then these things shouldn't exist. If you can just freely quest until you get all the best stuff, then there's no reason for these to exist. Everything should just be viable that you can get from quests, and it should just be rarer that you get the quest. And then you balance the game around how viable it is that they're going to walk into the final boss fight with... I mean, you saw what we walked in with. I actually moved them since then. Yeah, like, the equipment on Rose here. Shield block rate, plus 10%. Hit point recovery A. shield block rate plus 15%, and like, what is that? 5, 7, 9, 12 additional spheres? Like, if you just have it balanced around everyone having that on every monster and everything, then yeah, the final boss fight's not going to be viable to beat unless you do go and quest an insane amount and get all this random stuff that's high level. RNG for item stats could solve the lack of equipment variety. Then you give the player a way to control someone. So, having the items have RNG to them creates the same problem that you have with the monsters. So you'll notice up there in the top right corner it says mana reserves 85,500. That's after I used a bunch, like hundreds of thousands of mana to get all mana miracles for the final boss fight. Like all of them, mana miracles. I just resummoned it over and over and over and over and over again, and threw away the ones that weren't mana miracles. Because it was meaningless. The variation just made it tedious because I had all the resources I need to just get everything. So if the items themselves had RNG to the values that they gave, like if they gave a variable amount of attack, that would just mean that the player would have to spend even longer grinding quests mindlessly until they got the best. Or, if they got lucky and got the best, and you had balanced the encounters for average or below average, then it would be even easier. Like, this entire system ruined the boss fight. The fact that I was able to just freely roam around and quest until everyone was level 30 at the training grounds and all my monsters were level 30 with no risk of losing them. Quest until I had revival stones falling out my ears. Like, there was no challenge to, am I going to beat the boss? And that's kind of why I went in to this entire, like, I could have made it challenging to myself. I could have refused to use the items that increase stats. I could have refused to use the training ground to grind my monsters up to level 30. But I did that. At the end of my marathon, I tried to beat the boss naturally. It was impossible for my characters without grinding some. And if they give you the ability to grind and there's a challenge to it, for example, the phantom fights, I have no problem with this. Having these repeatable over and over and over again to grind experience, perfect. Because you risk losing monsters every time until they get strong enough that they're no longer a challenge. And then once they're no longer a challenge, you're getting less experience per fight. And then you can go to the higher level ones. And then they're a challenge. Even for max level monsters, you risk losing monsters going against all level 30s. Unless you also have the items to just force feed your knights until the knights can one-shot things. And you can also force feed the monsters too. Like, you can literally go to this ancient dragon and go, I want him to have a lot more strength. So here we go. 2 strength at a time. Yeah, I'm gonna get him to 999 strength. And there's nothing stopping you from doing it because there's no cost other than your own time in real life. That's problematic. Like, not only from the point of, like, it eliminates the chance of the final boss fight being a challenge even after you quested many times, but it also wastes the player's life. Like, I would have felt terrible if I was doing all of this questing to actually try to get stronger rather than for science and to experiment with what's going on. Like, it was boring. It was very boring. Just sitting here, having them all set to repeat, and going, yes, yes, okay, this is the stuff I got, okay, I got some experience, okay, yes, yes. Like, that is not fun. There's nothing fun about that. Brigandine Legend of Forsena, you could send your knights towards the end of the game when you only had like one path left and you had a bunch of spare knights. You could send a bunch of knights questing. And they would come back with random stuff. Sometimes they would just get buffs to their stats. Sometimes they would get a consumable item or, you know, a monster or whatever. Okay, cool. And there was a little story for each one going through each thing. And unless you wanted to read the story, like, it was not viable to just sit there and spam quests until you had 100 of the items of every type that you wanted. It discouraged that by just giving more value to the people who weren't trying to abuse questing. So that there, whenever you had knights that were idle and you sent them on a quest, you got a little story beat out of it, you know, and maybe a little item or stat boost or whatever. That was cool. Like, yes, it was not ideal if you specifically... The problem there, honestly, was there were items you needed, which is the case here. Let me summon... no. Where's a... No? Summon... There we go, Lizardman. So the Lizardman. If you want to class up a Lizardman to Lizard Lord, you need a champion medal. There were some monsters that required that in Brigandine Legend of Forsena as well. But there was no way to know where to get them or when you were going to get them. So you could quest over and over for a long time and never get the thing you need to upgrade your level 20 monster to the highest tier. So, like, I understand why they made the decisions they did to add the complexity to try to make the quest system, quote, better. But I personally think they failed more than they succeeded. Like, yes, now that I know, now that I've experimented, I know if I want a Hellfire, if I want to upgrade a dragon to tier 3, I come here. Especially the hidden treasury quest that I unlocked by doing the Phantoms, that drops a lot of the Hellfires, I think. Or is it just the Rant Forest? I remember here, I got a lot of ancient Hellfires at this castle. The, what was the quest? The quest devote, the Schlain Strait. That one, I got a lot of the ones you need to upgrade Sea Serpents to Hydras. Like, yes, as you play the game more and more, you'll learn which of those items to get where. But just... At the very least, the quests should all draw from the same pool. Like, yes, you have a chance of getting a bow. You should be able to get any bow in the world from any castle that gives you the chance to get a bow. They're just... They tried something new, and I applaud them for not just doing the same thing again, because the Legend of Forsena quests were problematic in their own way. Especially since they obviously balanced the boss of the game, the final boss of the game, around having higher level monsters and equipment and everything. They just maybe overcorrected in a few ways. So, yeah. Now that I'm done with that rant, yeah, at this point you no longer need knowledge, you need omniscience. Yeah, like, if I had the ability to access the code and see why, like, maybe there's a practical reason they did things the way they did that I'm just not aware of because of the way they coded questing? Maybe? I don't know. But, like, I don't see why there would be. At all. And just the training ground, I think... So, when you're playing and leveling a monster naturally, as I did throughout the playthrough, I had to be careful with my Mana Miracle Phoenixes, for example, that I made early on, that I tried to keep and leveled up. I only got them to, like, what was it, like level 15, level 16 by the end of the game. And they were still very much at risk of dying against the Phantom Knights, especially the level 30 ones. I actually did lose several monsters completing the level 30 Knights. Several monsters, but at that point I had so many revival stones it didn't matter. Okay, so I think I've gone on enough. I believe I've covered all of my complaints about the items system and the questing system. I don't think I explicitly said it, but also the way that they set up the questing system means that there are items at the start of the game with each nation. You cannot get the same items for each nation. You do not have access to the same items. Based on which nation you start as, you have access to different items. Based on what castles you own, what quests are there, what starting knights you have, what classes those starting knights are. Like, you have very, very different access to different items. Which means, then, that if the items are not fully balanced, that actually gives an advantage to a nation. So, yeah, I personally would have rather seen the items be more generic and more balanced. Like, have all of the blades of different elements. 3 blue, 3 green, 3 red, 3 black, 3 white. And have them give very similar stats, or maybe give the same passive and then just give different stats based on the element if you want to do it that way. I really don't see a reason for the difference. Like, having the difference between 15 MP, 13 attack, and 13 attack, 5 defense, 20 hit points, that's not a big difference. Like, 15 MP isn't even enough to cast a spell. 20 hit points isn't even enough to really save your life. The bigger thing here is the fact that if you want counter damage bonus, you have to go with the white element. And if you want accuracy bonus or magic resistance, you have to go with the blue element. That's a problem. Like, I do not know how I'm going to address it in my game, yet. But it's probably actually going to be just, I don't know, maybe not giving passives to items. So that then, if you want to use the blue sword and the only difference is, oh, you're giving up some, HP and defense for MP, then it's no big deal. That at that point they are equivalent. Even if they're not perfectly balanced, they are equivalent. So maybe that's the solution. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to kick around and experiment, because I thought I had items and quests solved for my game, but this game has blown that out completely. I now realize I need to put a lot more effort into items and questing in my game to not have an equally sour experience once I get to production. Because I have the questing system. I've tested it extensively. The questing system, the random number generation, the results paths, the system itself functions perfectly. But I have not added content. I have not balanced values, so yeah, it didn't even occur to me that there's this entire potential problem of you have all of the items in the world. Maybe the solution isn't even actually to have something within the questing system itself. Maybe it's just setting up the game, especially the end game, where there's never a situation where you're safe to just quest with all of your knights all the time. Like, if these Phantom Knights, if they would attack adjacent territories, so then you had to keep knights on, with monsters on site to defend against attacks or something. But then that wouldn't work by, having them repeatable and also having them, appear across the map at different places. Like, this is the thing about game design, is like, you have a problem that you're trying to fix. You're working on one system and you're trying to fix that problem. But A, the solution to that problem could cause problems somewhere else in the system, in the entire game system itself, like the balance or the, whatever, could be thrown off by a change you made somewhere else completely. Or B, the solution to the problem that you see in that system itself might be best solved by using or changing a different system that is tangentially related. And this is why game dev is fun. If the UI were to go on level up screen, maybe it could alleviate some of the problem, transferring passive from one item to another, like some type of crafting. That is another option. The reason that I shy away from a crafting option to be able to, like, use different items to craft different items into other items or to boost items or whatever is not so much because it's a bad idea. It's actually a great idea. It's that that's an entire new system that would have to be created and implemented and tweaked and balanced, and that's an investment. That's part of game dev, is like you have to decide this solution will take X period of time, however many hundreds of hours of programming and art and user interface construction and, like, however long to make this entire system. And yes, it would fix the problem of you want to be able to give the player the ability to have these passives on items with whatever elements you want, or these elements on items with whatever passive you want, or whatever. A item crafting or compilation system would be amazing for that. But that's just more to be done. So, like, it's very much... Crafting is a very popular thing to add into games, but I'm sure anyone that's listening to me rant right now can think of at least one game where they had to put in crafting and they did it terribly and it broke a lot of stuff. Or just wasn't fun. Like, it's a full additional system. The limit on quests is the number of knights you have. You can make quests a rare resource. So, again, this is kind of the, like, questing your knights when the knights aren't actively attacking or defending a castle was the solution in Brigandine Legend of Forsena for, hey, I am comfortable, I am set, my defenses are set, my attacks are set, and I have these extra knights, what do I do with them? Questing was the solution. So you would say, okay, you 3 knights, go on a quest. And they would go on a quest, they would get a random result, which would be tied to a story. Famously, there's not even famously, like, there's one, for example, where the knight finds an ancient castle. And of that castle story, there's multiple different outcomes of, oh, he found a magic item and brought it home, so you get a magic item. Or, he found a magic item and he tried to steal it, and then the ghost chased him, and he put it back and asked for forgiveness, and now he's wounded for a month. Or, he explored the castle, there was nothing there. No result. Like, it was an aspect of the game to have your knights that are idle have something to do. Because there was no training ground to get experience, which I think is good. I think the training ground nullifies a lot of the balance in the game. Because if you have knights training, then you're getting monsters leveled up and tiered up for free. Meanwhile, your opponents who don't have spare knights are literally having to use their knights to defend and can only gain experience in battle and risk losing their monsters. So it's a win more thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Being able to train monsters in the training grounds is absolutely a win more situation. Like, yeah, sure, in the specific caveat of you're losing and you have somehow a bunch of level 1 monsters despite not having mana income from owning a bunch of territories, yeah, if you're down to your last castle or two, yeah, you'll have knights to go send to the training ground. But at that point, you're so desperate, like, if you have spare monsters, you're not going to be able to level up fast enough to matter at that point. Right now, the element system and the item selection have an anti-synergy. You fix it however you want to. I'll shut up now. Thanks. No, I really actually appreciate the back and forth here, because, like, you have allowed me to express points and make clear stuff that had already gone through my head, but I hadn't said. So, like, that's part of the reason why I like this whole talking about game dev on a stream thing, is because, like, it hadn't occurred to me to say, you know, why I wasn't suggesting an item crafting combination system, which is, if you have the funding for it, if you have the time for it, if you have the budget or whatever, the resources, that is probably the optimal way to fix it, is give players that go on quests pieces that they can combine into the awesome whatever that they're wanting. Like, for example, if all those whites had just been parts, had been like 1% of a yellow item, that would have worked too. If there was some way to just exchange the 1% of yellow for a yellow item of your choice, that also works, as long as the items of your choice are balanced. It's just a matter of, do you have the ability to implement that system? Do you have... And actually, the more I talk about it, the more I like that solution. So now I have to try to figure out how quickly and efficiently I could get that system working without it being bad, and see if I can justify that time expenditure. New announcement: my game has been delayed another few months. Yeah, a consumable that would just be able to change item. That actually could be a kind of fix. I don't know. I think bottom line, my goal with questing in my game is just going to be, I want it to be fun. I want the things you get out of it not to be the end goal of why you go questing. Like... Also, I don't want it to be something you can just do ad infinitum, ad nauseum, and get all the stuff ever. There should be a trade-off. I don't know. But yeah, I beat the boss. I showed the ending for Gaimol, and I think, like, that's all I really have for the day. I ranted about the items in the quests, and about the Phantom Knight quests, and the ability to redo them. Like, any questions, class? I guess, one thing I will do. One thing I will absolutely do. Load, yes. Let's see what happens with this cleared game. It won't let me. Why won't it let me? Return to title screen. How about now? Load. Cleared game data. The following data will be carried over. Oh. So it doesn't even actually carry over all of the items. It only carries over the consumable items. Sure. And you can bring it into creative mode or main mode, but not challenge mode. So you have to pick the same nation. Do you have to pick the same nation? That's... No. Okay, so you can bring the consumables to any nation you want because the game wasn't already easy enough. Alright, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. For science! I'm going to absolutely at some point have to make a Rudo playthrough where I just bring over all the stuff I need to give him max stats and everything, and then just walk around bonking people. Or maybe him and 2 other knights. Just solo entire battles. I don't know. But yeah, no, no homework for next time, no. But do look forward to my vlog coming out in 9 days, 8 days, whatever, on the 1st. It's just going to basically be a full retelling of all the stuff that I've done, prototyping, vertical slice, the initial start, and then now the restart, what code I have finished, what art assets I need to do, etc., etc. Like, it's gonna be a good time, kinda. Just both announcing, hey everyone, this is what I've got, and also, hey everyone, if you're, wanting to make a game, this is an idea of how much stuff it takes to make a game. But, yeah, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and until next time, have a good one.